Hey, Alexis. Alexis, it's getting hot in her. It's getting hot in her. Gonna take off all my clothes. It has gotten so hot. I believe I'm gonna take my clothes off. I'll spare you. Baby, it is hot in San Francisco. Yesterday, it reached 90 degrees. 90 degrees. Today, according to this, my phone is only 70-something degrees. But we're just not used to hot weather here. So it is uncomfortable. Y'all watched the damn debate last night. I only watched bits and parts of it, bits and pieces of it. But at the end, I think the end is what most people are talking about when Walls asked J.D. Vance, did Trump lose the goddamn 2020 election? And this fool could not answer the question. I don't know if Trump is threatening to ruin all these people. They cannot say what is simple and plain. Just the facts, ma'am. Did he lose the election? That tells us, people, that when this fool loses again, because Kamala gonna kick him in his asshole, he gonna come out here with another 60 court day. How can you lose in court 60 times? This is a person who has no respect for the legal system at all. 60 times he kept coming back talking about it was unfair election. 60 times every goddamn judge, whether they were Republican or Democrat, all confirmed this was not an unfair election. You lost. And these fools cannot simply say he lost, which tells us they're not going to be able to say when he loses again. So we got to drag our ass and watch this bullshit for another 2, 3, 4 years until he can stay out of prison. They need to throw Donald Trump's ass in prison and end this bullshit. If they had done the right thing, and when he was charged with 34 counts of felonies, 34 felonies, he should have been immediately remanded to prison. And that would have stopped this bullshit. Otherwise, he's not giving it up. You had your chance, fool. You had 4 years. Oh, they coming across the border. Nigga, are they here? So if they're here, Donald Trump, that tells us that they came across the border when you were the president. Then they're still coming across. So your big wall, we're going to build a big wall. It didn't do shit. It didn't change nothing, right? And I don't think those people are public enemy number one, girl. You are the one caused all that fucking division, and you're going to continue to. Like those people over here just murdering. They're just murdering Americans. Now the big lie is that what would it say, 16,000 murders, 16, nigga, you going back 20 and 30 years to collect any murders ever been done by a person that wasn't originally from America, girl. You going back 20 and you trying to act like this happened on Kamala's watch, and you keep talking about what Kamala did. What Kamala is the vice president, the job that you're trying to get. And it ain't all that, honey. She ain't making no policy, right? She's following her boss's policies. Correct, which ain't been bad. You try to make them bad. You say this shit enough that people start believing it. How y'all doing? Ooh, it's hot. Vance tried to look. Well, they're saying that Vance won the goddamn debate. What is he? 30 years younger than the other guy. Age does make a difference, honey. Age does make a difference. He's like a fucking robot. Isn't this the same Vance that said that Donald Trump was like heroin to these dumbass people out here who are following him, to the Republican Party? Didn't he call him Satan? He was the devil. And how could you just switch and now he's not the devil anymore? Now you're praising his name, correct? You're going to follow all of his crooked policy. It wouldn't surprise me if you just counting on something that happened to him, and then we end up with another demon in the White House. This is crazy, people. I'm sure people in other countries, they laugh at America. They're laughing. They say, wait a minute. This guy is going from courtroom to courtroom to courtroom, and he's their nominee for the president. After all the shit we saw who he is as the president the first time, they just forget about it. I mean, wasn't he impeached twice? How's this person even qualified to be the damn president? He's got 34 felonies right now, and he's trying to He's changed the court system so they'll throw his charges out after he's been convicted. Where does this happen at, people? This is insane. This is insane. And what you did, Vance, I don't give a goddamn how eloquent you were in your little debate. I don't know what that makes any difference anyway. You're blind to be the vice president, girl. So all you're doing is going to be a mouthpiece for Trump, correct? But all you told us was you're going to get in there and you're going to continue to lie. You're going to continue to do whatever the fuck Donald Trump tells you to do. It wouldn't surprise me if he had you in private office crawling around on the floor to prove your loyalty to him, correct? Isn't that been a requirement of Donald Trump for everybody who's worked for him? Although it seems like if all the people who worked for Donald Trump when he was in the White House, they're either in prison or they're saying that they would never support Trump again. He is not he's not qualified to be the president. How can all of your ex-employees? We can understand that you have one disgruntled employee or two disgruntled employees. Everybody in the goddamn White House is saying, no, don't do this again. I'm not voting for him. I don't recommend anybody else to vote for him, right? Those are the ones that are not in prison. Because a lot of people went to prison for your ass, right, Trump? How y'all doing? Is it hot where y'all at? Mocha drop? Alicia? Annette? How's everybody doing? What's going on over there in that beef sector? Y'all done lost your man over there, honey. I thought that Ness, No Mess, and Lemon were bosom buddies. They were about to get married in Las Vegas. They're taking Las Vegas trips. They're friends forever and all this shit. And now I peeked in over there. We're talking beef sector now. I peeked in over there and she's over there lighting his ass up, calling him every kind of queen. And I guess they assume that means it's an insult if he is gay. I'll tell you that at one point, Lemon, when he first showed himself, and there was a bit, and the camera caught him. I don't know if it was camera slip or whatever. And I made a video then and saying that the gaydar went off. This was last year, correct? So now they're saying that is confirmed that he's a homosexual. She called him all kind of power bottoms. No, girl, what do you really know about a person being a power bottom? Even if there is a twist in his hip, that does not make him a bottom, number one. And it certainly doesn't make him a power bottom. Do you know what even a power bottom is? But my point is, what does a relationship mean in the beef sector? Correct? Tracy's on Ness's back. I see there's an issue with Jesse. I see you, Jesse. I see there's an issue with Jesse and Thais. I mean, they're not beef sector, but still, they come over here. I'm trying to figure out, what does the relationship mean over there, honey? She calling all up under the man's clothes, calling him all kinds of bums, and he won't buy the drinks. And she's saying he can't walk right. He walk crooked. He's saying her legs is crooked. And all these what is the risk? I mean, what are you risking when you go on one of these trips or vacations with other YouTubers? What you're doing is you're giving them more information to use against you. So whenever you're gonna, it looks like all of them fall out. They're gonna use that against you. Correct? It's just like when I told that stupid ass idiot Jay Wilson in Las Vegas that I was on a fixed income. He don't even know what a fixed income is, girl. I'm on here right now. Obviously, this ain't part of my fix. Anyway, she came back here 2 days later. She's running about, oh, I didn't know he was on a fixed income. They use whatever they can use against you, as if somebody gives a fuck, right? When you live your life out loud, you don't really care what they say, honey. What they say don't mean shit because you already said it yourself. It ain't no goddamn secret. You're the one with all the secrets. Anyway, have y'all been seeing that? Man's trying to look human. Yeah, they say he was on his P's and Q's. No telling how much he practiced that. And plus, he's a much younger person than Walls. You're younger. You got a clear head. He went through all kind of, I'm sure, debate classes in college and all that. I think he graduated from Yale. But make no statement. That boy is from the low bottom, honey. He's from the low bottom. That's why he referred to Donald Trump as being heroin for the Republicans, because his reference was that because his mama was a heroin addict. He was raised by a heroin addict and a person who eventually lost her mind. If you don't believe me, you can go to Netflix and look up a movie called Hillbilly Elegy, and you will see what his background is, right? He changes his name, he changes everything. But this major change on Trump, I just can't believe it. I can't believe that Trump is so old and decrepit that he didn't have enough sense to check this dude out before he nominated him to be his vice president, right? Because that's just going to keep coming up, honey, of what he really thinks about you. He was a never Trumper, correct? Why would you choose a never Trumper to be your compadre now? I was over here bored watching your old videos. Oh, you watched the old videos, Jesse? I watched one of yours yesterday too. Baby. They're gonna have to change the church sector to the churchy beef sector. That's gonna be or the beef sector 2 or something. You gotta stick some beef in there, honey, because y'all over there beef just as much as over here. They're just as vicious. It's the same stuff, child. Right? Y'all just throw a little church music in. We ain't mad. Limit ain't femme enough to be a power bottom. And that's no shade. She calling the man a power bottom, honey. Do you know what a power is? Power bottom is? And a woman can be a power bottom as well. As long as you're on the bottom. Flip me over here. Oh, that's it right there. No, throw me back. Okay, babe, I'm trying to hit. Okay. You suck my toes. That is someone who takes control from what is supposed to be a submissive role. That's simply what a power bottom is. The very idea of it makes me uncomfortable, correct? Because I cannot stand nobody who is not playing their role. But she swears she knows all this about him now. Why are you calling that man a power bottom, Ness? Are you angry with him because you didn't get married? You didn't play married? Or you thought he was actually interested? Now, we don't know why Lemon chooses to stay in the closet. I don't even know I should jump to the conclusion that he is gay. Some of his mannerism when he showed himself, is that why he hides? Is that why he has to always have a hood over his face and all this kind of stuff? He's an insecure person. And it seems like there's an issue with alcohol as well. Right? But they're supposed to be buddy, bosoms. Correct. Then VS is over there. I guess I thought her good friend was supposed to be Grown Folks TV. Yeah, that's all falling apart. So be cautious, people, when you be friendly with these people. You want to call them on the phone. That's your home girl. That's your homeboy, and all this kind of shit. What they're doing is they're collecting information, whether it's on purpose or just they can't help it. When you fall out, those are going to be heavy beefs because you've allowed them to know more about you. More stuff they can come after you for, right? Is heated up here? Where you at, Z? It's heated back. Lord, I haven't even had my fan on this year. Not hardly. But now I have to have a fan on, windows open. Almost nobody in San Francisco has air conditioning. Unless they have a central air in their building. I mean, we're primarily apartments and so forth. Unless they have central air in the building, most of us don't have no air conditioning because we usually don't get any more than 5 days a year that are hot, that are 90 degrees. But when it hits, baby, and it's hitting late too. I don't give a fuck what Trump says. The weather is definitely changing because here we are in October now, and we're having the heat wave. What happened to the rainy season? I don't think we even have one this year. Ness did what she does because Lemon's channel is hot right. Oh, they don't like that, honey. Oh no, he's doing, but well, that's the same thing that happened with Sir King or Sir Queen, whatever. I don't know how y'all frame it. But Lemon started out being over on Sir King's page, being basically his co-sponsor every day for a long time. Now Lemon is doing, everybody kept telling him, do your own thing, Lemon. Do your own. It's your thing. Do what you want to do. We can't tell you. Lemon started doing his own show over there, which is basically a panel show, but she was running the panel show as well. And so now he's doing well, and now she's falling out with him. So let me read that again, Izzy. Ness did what she does because Lemon's channel is hot right now. She wants to be the only channel that's doing well. Well, you're going to get your time, Miss Ness, but it is not sustainable, honey. You people are not doing anything so spectacular over there that it's not going to go down. What goes up must come down. Spinning wheels, spinning around. We've seen example after example after example of people who are hot for a minute. People get tired, they get bored with you, they go on somewhere else. You think they're still popular because you're following their subscriber numbers, but those subscriber numbers could have been 5 years ago. You had a hot run, you had a hot story, and it raised your numbers to 50,000. Right? You never made another successful video since then, but that number still stays. So you can't go by that number, right? People are they have a minute. People get used to them. They're getting to know you, and then somebody else comes along, and someone will come after Lemon, right? They'll go on to something else. You offend somebody here and there, or whatever. You block somebody here and there, and things tend to shrink. So what she needs to do is just let him have his time, honey. Let him have his time, right? Continue to support each other. Why is she so angry though? And she's so angry at his sexuality. She said a lot of homophobic things there. I don't think she was deliberately trying to be homophobic. She was trying to get at him, but most of her insults were about him being possibility of him being gay. It breaks my heart to see people waste their youth like that, trying to hide out and trying to fake like and pretend to be somebody that you're not, right? We saw the example of Jay Wilson. He didn't come out till he's 50 years old. It's sad. It's very sad. Just be yourself, people. After Lemon, this is for you. After people know that you are gay, it is a non-issue. I'm gay. I ain't never heard nobody say Timothy Blaney gay. He gay. He gay. No, they ain't got to say that, girl, because I'm gay. I mean, it's just who I am. And people, and they get over it. They just accept that that's who you are. Either they can watch you or not watch you. It doesn't seem like people on social media have such an issue with gay people, but in your mind, you feel like it's still a big deal, right? You're never going to be free until you're free, honey. Free yourself, right? And Lemon might have to look into something, a program for drinking as well. It does seem like he drinks an awful lot. She accuses him of falling all over Vegas. Now, when people say they're close and all that, and all of a sudden they fall out and they're saying all these horrible things about each other, there are such a thing as fake beefs as well. I believe Fight Babe called up Jay Wilson and offered him to have a fake beef. They were going to pretend to be angry with each other. He tried the same thing with Larry Nelson. They were supposed to have a fake fight, correct? So we never know what's going on with these people. If numbers are dragging, okay, well, you say this and I'll say that, and you say that, and then I'll just come on hard. I can take it. And they have a fake beef. I'm not saying that's what's going on there, but there's such a dramatic change. People are capable of doing that. I saw that with Five Baby him, and I saw it with Jay Wilson and Larry Nelson. So these people are capable of doing that. You got to watch them, honey. Then you have people like Jay Wilson, who he said just gave him $800 to dance for 2 minutes. Oh, well, he called it dancing, whatever. He spotted these great big old people who could barely move their body. I can get that money. I can go get that. I can win. Yeah, you can win against uppity Negro goddess girl, right? So you went over there in a chat where you don't participate and you stole their competition, right, Jay Wilson? But that's not the thing I want to point out. I want to point out is then the following day, you say you just got them from 800 to you say you want to get them up to $1,000 in one day for that pitiful piece of shit that you wiggled your fat ass around in, right? What was the money he got yesterday? He got some other monies yesterday. Let me think of what it was. Y'all know what it was? Let that man drink himself. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What did Jay Wilson get $250 for yesterday? Oh, he said that he had a cold. Jay Wilson said 2 days ago that he wasn't feeling well. I just don't feel good. And so he encouraged the people to cash app him because he doesn't feel good. Now I'm trying to figure out what in the fuck does one thing have to do with the other? Do you need cold medicine? What's that? $8.99? You said they gave you upwards of $250 because you had a cold. This speaks to your character, Jay Wilson. You're still trailer trash. You can't break away from it. You'll never get away from it, girl. Right? Because if they just gave you $900 to $1,000 one day, it's pitiful ass thing you did, and went over there and stole and took over their event, robbed those people of their contest. The very next day, you come here talking about, oh, I'm not feeling good. Then he makes another video. He's supposed to be sick in the bed, right? He makes another video now bragging about, oh, look, they give me that. What do you call it? The sick money. That was the sick money. It was $250. Oh yeah, that was sick money. So he can't stop bragging about it, child. Even though number one rule of a con man, you're not supposed to let your marks know that they're being conned. Jay Wilson, haven't you learned that yet, girl? Cash him $250 for some damn Mucinex. Child, you wasn't around, Jesse, when he was having a Thanksgiving dinner, and he was having people cash app him for make macaroni and cheese. Was that ridiculous? Well, then he came back for the baked beans. Who gonna donate for the baked beans, right? Every item on his menu, he had those fools over there donate money for it. Correct? Then he laughed in their faces. Then somebody doxed his punk ass, right? And then he had to come on. They doxed him so hard. I think it was 600 people called the hospital. The hospital said he doesn't even work here. That's the temporary. We occasionally use a temporary agency if someone is out sick or on vacation. Correct? We heard it from her mouth. He came on the same moments later begging for his mortgage money. Now, how the hell does that happen? The ink ain't even dry on the fire interview, right? You said that I was a temporary. I went immediately to another assignment. I went immediately to number. Well, if you went immediately to another assignment in the temp agency, Jay Wilson, don't you have any guilt for asking these people to give you $3,000 to pay a rent that you just found out about on a Sunday a few minutes ago, right? But you're saying you didn't lose any time on the job or anything. You went to immediately to another set. Your check didn't even change, but yet you asked them to give you $3,000 and hold it, people. That's not enough, because the following day, one day later, after he conned them people, I gave him the number 3,000. I doubt it was $3,000, whatever. An excessive amount of money to pay for the mortgage on that track house. He came back the next day with his briefcase. He opened the briefcase that has no work in it because he didn't actually have a real job, and start pulling out his gas bill. And he wanted them to cash. Who can do the cash bill? Who can do the gas bill? And one of them fools over there gave him money for the gas bill. He pulled out the water bill. He pulled out the light bill. That's all he had in the goddamn briefcase, child. Correct? And this is for a temporary job where he said he never even lost any money. Right? And you think that's something to brag about? He always worry about, oh, you bragging about that. You bragging. Ain't nobody bragging. They're talking, stupid ass nigga. Right? Same old bullshit. You got a cold, therefore I have to give you $250. Ain't that a bitch? It's pitiful. It's a pitiful person. You say you're a doctor. I ain't never seen no doctor have to carry on that way. You might as well get your little tin cup, bitch, and sit in front of Safeway asking for nickels and dimes like you did when you was a little pickaninny out in front of the gas station. Remember? A whole life of begging. No character at all. I knew how to scissor you. He said, "Oh, my rent is paid. My mortgage is paid. My mortgage." I guess so, nigga. You collected $900 last night. But you brag, it's paid. They don't know about my mortgage. Why are you just now saying that, girl? Did you catch up, Jay Wilson? It was due yesterday. The rent was due yesterday. Did you catch up, bitch? Or did you pay this month? Right? Because you definitely came back the next day and said that you were sick and therefore people are supposed to give you money. And then you're so stupid that you're always talking about, I'm just here for the money. I'm just here for the cash app. I don't care about the people. I don't know these people. All this old bullshit, right? And then you expect them to give you money. And what you're bragging about is their money. Who that is? Make sure his doctor ain't calling me, child. Nope. Be quiet, you ding dong. You hot too? I'm gonna put some ice cubes in your wobble. Okay? I put ice cubes in my baby's water, and that makes them cool off. Now, this damn thing says it's only 70 degrees, though. Let me see. No, that was earlier. That was earlier. I think it's only like 75 degrees now. I don't know how to do it. Woo! But then they say it's going to cool down by tomorrow, so I can play. Who paying for potato salad? Child, they paid him potato salad, corn, biscuits, everything on his plate. He had the nerve to do that, girl. That's a low-life piece of shit. That is a low-life. I mean, honestly. Especially considering that they had been paying him all year. Right? I don't know if you were around Jesse long enough, but Wally got a car because he needed the car to go to work. They helped him out to get a car. Next thing you know, this nigga's now saying he writing a book. He wrote a book in 3 weeks, and the book wasn't no book. It was a pamphlet, all copy and paste from other people's shit online, right? And he said, and he charged those people in excess of $3,000 for that goddamn pamphlet. A pamphlet ain't worth $1.99. They put it on Amazon. He ever asking for $20 for a pamphlet, right? He's counting on, they can only see the cover. They can't see how thick this thing is or what it is. Like all these people in their 40s, 30s, 40s, and 50s are considering going to college. Nobody give a fuck about no goddamn college, right? That was the high point of his life. And it is pitiful. It's pathetic, girl. You're another one of them other ones that don't never pick up the check. He's always bragging about, oh, Heidi paid for everything. Oh, they was there. Oh, she did me a solid. She did me a solid. Whoever the other woman was. Oh, she paid for everything. I was gonna pay, but no, she wouldn't pay for. Always on the make, honey. Always trying to get a nickel. You should be getting your ass out there and getting a real job, girl. A real job with some kind of benefit, girl. A real paycheck. I know them temporary services, but time they take out what they get as an agency, you're basically barely clearing minimum wage. I can get a job. I can get it. You have not been impressed by any job you've ever gotten, Jay Wilson. You say you're over there with the bigots and the racists, and you're teaching a class in their school. You say, oh, it was it's faith-based. It's faith. You don't even understand what faith is, nigga. You buying that bullshit and you're selling it and you're on their team. You're siding with the enemy. You're just like Jay Vance, honey. JD Vance. You're siding with the enemy. So you said that they fired you because you lied. Well, are you going to come in and apologize to the people you lied on here? You brag forever about being an ordained minister. Apparently, the school says, well, somebody called and we checked, and you're not an ordained minister, right? And you do not have the credentials that you presented. So you lied on your application, and therefore we're letting you go. They couldn't come into your little cubicle and say, you're fired because you're gay, right? But after he told them that you were gay, then they said, well, this is the time for us to do some research, and we'll go and find a reason to fire his ass. What did they fire you for? Lying, pretending. Down on Timothy share. Cloud watchers. Would y'all please hit the like button? Thank you. Hi, Soul Sister Number One Show. How you doing? You in here today by yourself? Let the man drink himself. Well, he's a young man. there is a concern when people are younger and they're drinking apparently very heavily. A lot of times you don't know how much they drink until you're actually with them. I remember when I was in LA County Jail, I had this guy who we were hanging out in jail, and he was giving the crackheads that coming through, giving them the blues, right? Talking about their habits and all that. And I ran into that guy a few months later on the street. He was walking down Hollywood Boulevard, drunk as a skunk with an open bottle, open container, which will put you in jail. I'm not lying, he was wearing a Batman suit. That means blue tights, a whole Batman suit with the cape and everything, with the open bottle, a container of alcohol, falling down drunk, right? Now, he had been in there giving them the blues about their habits. He ain't never said a goddamn thing about the fact that he was a falling down drunk. Correct? I used to meet people in the pen in San Quentin. They acting like they got it going on the streets. Of course, everybody got a story in there. You know, oh, I got a pound of this and a pound of that. You know. But you got to take it with a grain of salt. You get on the street and you find out these people ain't never junkies. They're junkies walking in the twilight. There's a long, long way from home. They left home 20 years ago. And it may be such a bad idea if they never went home again. Mm-mm. Are you in the Jesse sector? Oh, okay. Yeah, you had one of your girlfriends on and y'all were discussing certain people. We're going to leave it at that. Yeah, get your own channel, honey. Come on in as much as you want. Let me see what y'all say. Do a little bit more listening and talking. This country has always had immigrants. Ain't nothing falling apart. And those are the hardest working people in this goddamn country. That's why these employers keep hiring them. Y'all bitching at the goddamn people who just trying to make a living. Why aren't you going after the employers that hire Donald Trump, since you in the hotel business? Correct? They hire them because they're better workers. And they hire them because they're hungry and they can rip them off by paying them lower wages. We know that. But those people not come over here and get on welfare. You might want to come to another just to get on welfare, you know, $700 a month. Trump started all that shit. Like it's the worst thing in the goddamn world that we get immigrants, girl. Every country that's got a border, honey. I wonder how Canada feel about Americans coming over there. What you doing, you ding dong? I know it's hot, boy. It's hot. It's hot in here, Daddy. Give me the ice cube. Mm-hmm. Let me see. And everybody in Mexico does not want to cut. He always acts like it's some kind of third world country. And everybody's goal is to come to America. That is not the truth. Mexico is gorgeous. It's beautiful. They have got so many beautiful areas in Mexico. And they've got major cities in Mexico, as big as New York City, honey, Mexico City. Right? We have all kind of tourist spots and what do you call them things? Whatever. People go Cancun. They go everywhere. My ex-boss had a house there. Right? Everybody's not trying to get over here, Donald Trump. It's all in your mind, your imagination. But of course, Americans go anywhere they want to, right? What are we, the chosen ones? And believe me, he hired illegals. He's been running these goddamn buildings and hotels and shit for all his life. The daddy did the same damn thing. They hired illegals, believe me. And he threw them under the bus because he saw, oh, I can play on the hatred in people, right? And I kind of like it's an invasion. It's an invasion. They're rapists. They're murderers. And they don't even have the decency, J.D. Vance, to say, oh, this is not how many people have been murdered in the last 3 years. No. We're going back since the 1970s. Now, how many American people how many murders have you got in America? Because when you put that number up, you should put the other number up of how many Americans have killed people. How many Americans in these cities, girl, are doing 1,000 murders a year, right? They always find when they ran last time, it was one person, one woman was assaulted and killed in San Francisco. It turned out the Mexican guy was innocent, correct? But they made, oh, look, they're coming to murder us. No one's safe. They're gonna kill us. No, nigga, you have a lot more to worry about in America already. You ain't gonna be blaming everything on the immigrants, right? Everything is the immigrants' fault. It's not. And they're only here because you keep hiring them. I think I'll make me a nice smoothie today. Okay. Just keeps finding a new low. Yeah, he finds a new low to slither in, honey. Well, they're not gonna get it until they stop giving them money, right? I think it was downright disrespectful to go over there to that woman. What's her name? Pizarro. Going over there to their event, their contest. He says he never goes there. All he does is talk shit about what lowlifes they are and how loud they are and all this kind of stuff, how ugly they are. But you want to go over there, I can win. So you go over there and put your big stinking flat feet over in their goddamn chat, girl, and go in there and take out money that's supposed to go to them. It was a competition between that crowd, girl. It wasn't for your ass. I paid my mortgage. My mortgage paid. You should be happy about it, bitch. Right? But that 900, how often did that happen? Are you caught up yet, Jay Wilson? That is so pitiful. Spend your whole life bragging about people and trying to find that you're better than somebody else. You're in a better position, girl. It only tells us what low life trash you are, Jay Wilson. Right? If a man has class, a man has got class. You would never even ask another grown man how much money he makes, or grown woman how much you make. Correct? It's only you, Jay Wilson, you low life piece of shit. You know everybody's goddamn business. Oh, I don't tell my business. Yeah, because all your shit is fucked up, girl. And only time we ever know anything about it is when the white women come and tell us he don't work here. He hadn't been working here. When Tracy called, he hasn't worked here in months, right? And then you come over here, bring your stinking ass on here, put on a shirt and tie. I'm going to work. I'm going to work. Which work is it, Jay Wilson? Which work is it, girl? Did you get this one last week? Is this another temporary assignment? What you gonna do, boy? What you gonna do when they come for you, Jay Wilson? As you fastly approach your reclining years, okay, how are you gonna pay that mortgage? Is it gonna be just with Social Security? Since you have such a problem with Social Security, is that all the income you're gonna have? Do you really believe that people are gonna be watching your old ass on YouTube 10 years from now? Girl, they might not be watching you 2 months from now, right? We know how your numbers tend to slide and glide downward, Miss Thing, right? You will come talk about how poor everybody is, bitch. I ain't missed a beat since I've been on here. Nothing. I ain't never missed a meal. I ain't never missed anywhere I want to go, anything I want to do. I ain't missed shit, girl. But your ass is over there obsessed with it. You know you had those dreams. You know you had those dreams. Tell me what the dreams was, nigga. You didn't make those decisions. How come Jay Wilson came out here and announced to y'all that he was the choir director for this little church? He was the choir director. We saw a picture of him doing like this, right? One Sunday. And he been on here in church hours ever since, cussing people out, girl child, being a messy pig, right? So we trying to say, well, when are you a choir director, Mr. Thing? Is that the job that you keeping undercover? Oh, I'm going to the what do you call it? The little stopping shop or whatever it called it. He's trying to throw you off like, I'm working for the gas station flavor, right? Girl, you ain't fooled nobody. Nobody ever even laughed at that bullshit, Miss Thing. And I don't know why you think everybody's so concerned with where you go and what you do. You created all that bullshit, girl. A man with any class, you never ask a person about their personal business, girl. Never. I would never dream of asking a grown-ass man what you do, well, how much money you get. You can ask them what they do. Most people like their work. So I'm a contractor, whatever I am, right? But I'm not gonna tell you how much money I make, right? You want to know about my wife? Why would you ask me something about my wife? Mm. Stiff Tootsie Roll. I never heard him so angry. He was angry about this. Well, I read him about the Tootsie Roll. Child, he was trying to do the Running Man. Here's a dollar, nigga. Drop it down. Drop it like a hot. Maybe you'll break your goddamn back. Here's another dollar. Stupid ass. He did that shit so much, Jesse. When he came on here, he had a different scam going every goddamn week. Mm-hmm. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How much do y'all tip your Uber driver? I'm doing good. It's supposed to be 15%. Jay Wilson. Jay Wilson, are you going to come and explain to us where you were going that day we caught you when you were unemployed, saying that you were employed, but we caught you you made a mistake of filming at the mall with the little baby gap shirt on with the clip-on tie, short sleeves, plaid, just what they wear at Baby Gap, right? And the mall was not open, correct? But you could not say that you were going to work, right? You came on here talking about how, oh, I'm just going shopping. Oh, I just put this on. I'm just going shopping. I'm just going, but the mall is not open. The only people in the mall are people who work there or temporaries, right? If a business, they need a certain amount of people to operate. If somebody calls in sick, something happens to somebody, they're on vacation, they get there 2 weeks a year, they call a temp agency. And that's what you've basically been doing, Jay Wilson. It's a damn shame that you have to constantly be caught. You should be embarrassed by that, right? Oh, I don't get degrees. They think a degree is about a job. A degree ain't got nothing to do with a job. It ain't got, it's me to better yourself for who? Mark? Who are you bettering yourself for, Jay Wilson? You're not in the workforce. Who are you impressing, girl? Don't nobody give a fuck if you. Oh, I went to that class. I went to the class. Mm-hmm. Does everyone have a black screen? Oh, you had a black screen and you restarted and you're okay. Okay. Yeah, sometimes it's on the person on their computer. You should not be surprised what or who you see him on the street. Don't be surprised how you see him on the street. There was a whole lot of them did that, honey. You can be anything you want to be when you get locked up. Locked up, they won't let me out. Mm. Everybody ain't no Puff Daddy, honey. That dude, I can't even follow his stuff no more. It's not even interesting to me. Now he got 1,000 people filing suits. One says there's 100-something people filing suits. He got a lawyer. They got lawyers. The other one says up to 1,000 people. Damn, it's a lot of fucking. But I mean, after a while, honey, after the first 15 people or so, I'm not interested in that shit no more. Only thing they got to do now is charge him. And if they're going to convict him, convict him. What a bad way to live. Constantly scamming on YouTube. Ain't that something? He came on, he only saw this as a way to get money. That's it, honey. He ain't got no interest in even conversations. Half the shit he talk about, it don't mean anything to that child. Just a way to get money from people, a way to rip people off. And then he's never dissuaded. How you gonna bring all your bills out after people just gave you $3,000 and you ain't even been fired on one day and you said you went to another assignment, right? So if you went to another assignment, that would imply that you're still working for the temp agency, right, Jay Wilson? Mm-hmm. You're the one brought all this work thing. All these people in this chat right here, I'm sure they got jobs. They eat. Everybody eats, right? People ain't got to come on and spend hours and hours and hours trying to impress somebody that they got it going on, girl. It's crazy. You have no class. Ooh, I didn't know he was on a fixed income. Girl, pray for a fixed income, Jay Wilson. You know what a fixed income means? It means that your bills are paid. You know it's coming. It's fixed, girl. And if I want to give me some extra, I do bullshit like this. I write books and all that. All that's just extra. If I want to go buy me a new blouse, girl, I want to do something. But the key thing is all of my bills are paid. Correct? That's it. That's my comfort zone, honey. It's none of your goddamn business how they get paid. The point is they paid and I'm not in jail, nigga. Right? Because when I didn't have that, I was a hustler. Hustling, baby. Hustling day and night. Got you working day and night. Hold on. The Bible says a time for everything. The time to plant, the time to sow, and the time to reap that harvest, girl. It'd be horrible to live your life with a jealous heart like that. Oh, I mean, it's just the thought of it, girl. You're miserable every time somebody else does something. You're miserable because anybody else is comfortable. You're miserable because somebody else can sing. You're just jealous. Jealous of every goddamn thing. You even jealous of the crackheads, girl. You're jealous of everything, right? It's pitiful. You're a pitiful person, Jay Wilson. Right? So hopefully this boy Mark, you keep getting him in the conversation again. Brings you some comfort. More than likely, that's just a prop. That's a prop. You keep on saying that's your partner, girl. All we know is that you know a guy named Mark. I got probably 5 friends, girl, I could say I was in a relationship with. Throw their name out every once in a while. Don't mean a goddamn thing. It don't mean nothing. I've told you 100 times. If you were so in love with Mark and Mark was so in love with you, you wouldn't be here 6 years later not living together. Okay? So y'all look out now. He got this is the press day. Today the first. Oh, we already passed the press day. It was yesterday. Trying to line it up for next month. He keep bragging about this goddamn AdSense is, honey. Them people be getting. I'll probably get $7 for this video. They run commercials. They advertise their products, and all they got to give these goddamn YouTubers is $7, $8. That's why he's on 5 times a day. So if you're doing it for money, girl, I would say you're a bottom rock gut hustler. You're pitiful. You call that hustling. Your hustle is driving an Uber cab. How many rides do you get in your Uber cab, child? Is that 4 rides a day early in the morning when you're going up at 4:30 in the morning? How much could they possibly tip you, Jay Wilson? We know they don't pay shit. Let me go get 6 degrees so I can do this. Oh, yes, please don't forget the Cash App. Thank you, Prima Wanda. We appreciate a nickel and dime here and there. Comes in handy, baby. Ooh, I don't know what I'm going to do about food, though, about eating. I don't know if it's the Ozempic has changed my taste buds. I can't hardly stomach any of this shit in this neighborhood. And they've got at least 5 restaurants that I used to go to regularly. All taste nasty to me now. So either they didn't hire new cooks, and then it costs less than Safeway. I mean, you go and try to buy some food or something. That place eats me up every time. It's $100 every time you go in there. Time you get your cosmetics, your cleaning supplies, and some kind of food, honey, it's $100. Used to be $30. Right? So I think I've been saying this for years. I'm just going to have to cook. I just don't know even how to start. Right? My mama never taught me how to cook. Right? And I was not impressed with her cooking. So it wasn't like something I was enthused about. But there are so many tutorials. All you have to, it takes, like my grandmama used to say, all it takes, baby, is a made-up mind. Get you a made-up mind, because there are tutorials on everything right here on YouTube. They'll teach you. I know the answer. I don't know if it's laziness or what, honey. Maybe it's just that I've been eating out so long. I don't know. But I just know my taste buds have changed. And plus, you're not as hungry, so you're not as excited about eating on this shit. You weren't impressed. No, I was never impressed with my mama cooking. She put it on the stove. She said, y'all eat if you want to. I spent a whole lot of time at McDonald's, honey. But I was a picky child. I guess she got tired of trying to please my ass, girl. Timothy, you can make a pot. She had that sarcasm on her, bless her heart. Yeah, right. Store's still there, but she would prepare it and leave it on the stove. You know, when you're a single parent and you have to work, you know, it's not like you have a lot of time to just have the traditional sit down for dinner kind of thing. And then I started working at 15. My sister started working at 15, 16 years old. So we were all in and out different times, honey. I use Ozempic and Joro, and Monjoro. Okay. It slows down the digestive system. Yeah, and also kills your appetite. You don't. Our moderator Gamish took me out for dinner again last night, and we had. I'm not sure what kind of Indian food it was, but all I ordered was, because I wasn't very hungry, like a shrimp fried rice, combination rice kind of thing. I couldn't even eat a third of that. So I have it here. That's the next day's meal kind of thing. So usually it's all about the to-go package this time. But it's also laziness, because when I walk out my door, there's a train going this way, a train going that way, bus going this way. I could go anywhere and be there in 5-6 minutes. The city is very small. But I just got used to just eating what's local. Now, if I had me a husband, see, then I'd probably take time to cook or do something. My lover, he used to do all the cooking, 99.9% of it. And when our church was on this side of the water, San Francisco, I used to have people over every Sunday, and sometimes they would cook, and usually they would cook or bring something, and we have like potluck. But then our church moved over to Oakland, which is not a long way, but most of the guys lived over in Oakland anyway. Right. So now I'm traveling to Oakland every Sunday. It's made a difference. What do I miss most about him? My baby? My lover? I miss most about him is that's a person who got me, who knows how I thought, what I've been. I could start a sentence and he could always finish it. That's where we were. That's how we were, going both ways. So yeah, and it's so good. Loving somebody when somebody loves you back. And that's the fact. I'm saying not 30-70, not 50-60-40. I'm talking about a 50-50 love. Yeah. Said it's so good. I've had boyfriends, but it's mostly one-sided. And of course, in the drug world, it was, all about that. And I had a boyfriend for 8 years who was a bisexual that leaned much closer to heterosexual. But yeah, we liked each other. It was great companionship, mostly business with us. But the one that sticks with you is the one who really loves you, made you feel loved. That happened. When I met Jimmy, I was in my 20, I was 22. He was 29. But we were off and on for a total about 7 years. Then I was with him for the last 2 years. So about 10 years. We were off and on. Who don't like the collards? Oh, Lord, you ain't had the collards cooked right. Jesse. Collard greens, and there's not a lot of soul food here either. I like soul food. I can get into it, but not a lot of that around here either. The black population in San Francisco has shrunk, but I mean, there's still a couple of neighborhoods left where you would find a lot of soul food restaurants. This is the reason you're not as hungry like you were before taking it. I would have lost more weight last year once I started on Ozempic Mounjaro if I would have ate and exercised. Yeah, I did start my exercises again. I mean, my 10 pounds, it's not shaking as much. See, I just started doing that. I'll be damned. It is going back. I used to have some muscle there. Let me see. Let me brag, honey. Oh, fucking arm. Yeah, so whenever I think of it, I just pick up these 10-pound weights and try to get my arms back together. This one hurts a little bit still. But God damn, it's coming. Look at that. It's not as shaking. It looked like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, it would just shake like all this fat. So we're going to be good. You love me some you. Oh, I so sweet, Tracy. Thank you. I like turnips and mustards. Oh, okay. You're a specialist. Okay. I would love to know how to cook. I think it would be so much fun. But who would I cook for? It just seems like you got to clean up. You got to do all this shit. And there's nobody here, honey. I need me a man. I needs me a man. One thing I don't do, though, a lot of these people, they do this delivery shit. What do you call it? When they order the food and they deliver it, that shit adds up, honey. It's like $30 for a fucking hamburger. So I don't do that. I tried it twice and I said, no, this ain't going to work. And you feel obligated to tip the person. So I may stand right there in your face. Mm-hmm. And so many restaurants closed when we're going through this rough patch. A lot of them have closed, the ones I like. You never like collards either? I thought you were supposed to mix the collards. What was it? The collards and the mustards and the turnips. Some people mix them all together. Yeah, nothing like it when they're done right, though. Mm-hmm. But I shouldn't be eating all that food anyway. If I go to a soul food restaurant, I'm going to eat more. Know that. And they done made the damn, used to be, that was slave food. Chitlins and all that kind of stuff. All that fat and all that pork. But now that shit costs more than the other food. You sit down for a chitlin, that's over $20, honey. That used to be the throwaway. And they done made it a delicacy now. Y'all that cook know. Y'all got collards and kale. Y'all know about cooking. Maybe I got to turn straight and get me a wife, honey. So I can sit down and eat fabulous meals, honey. Charles, Tim, your lunch is ready. I didn't be with her. What's her name? What's that woman name? Charles, your lunch is ready. What's her name? I forget. She cooks for that boy every day, honey. You know that slave food is so expensive. Yep. Them pig feet will break your ass, child. Supply and demand. As long as you want to eat it, we're going to raise the price on it. Joe Netta. Ooh. Honey, Joe Netta be laying it down, baby. Of course, all the cooks, they say, oh, she ain't cooking. Yeah, I would love to have somebody taking the time to prepare meals like that. I don't know. She didn't gain no weight back either. Netta was fat just a little bit ago. And cooking all that food, she's be able to maintain. Miss Netta. Miss Netta says she's a he. She says that Miss Netta is a character. She sounds like Jay Wilson. That's not really me. That is you, honey. You painted your fingernail. We can still see the shit on your fingernail. Maybe she don't understand exactly who she is. I don't know. I can respect anybody who can make it happen over here, though. Apparently, she does. She has. Mm-hmm. Jay Wilson, Miss Netta's trailer is nice. Is that how your trailer was, Jay Wilson? Oh, no, I forgot. Okay. You had 11 people living in yours. It's just her and Charles. Mm-hmm. I don't think yours was in that condition either. Justice in here? Hi, Goonies. Oh, I didn't mean to ignore you, bro. Oh, you only came in one time. 2 times. Both messages deleted. Okay. Yeah, he says he retracts them himself. I don't see him talking in here. Mm-hmm. Anyway, wonderful people. I didn't pay my rent yesterday, so I'm going to go over here and pay my rent. It was so damn hot, I couldn't even breathe yesterday. So I got to go catch up on my business. In the computer, wonderful. You can take care of most of your business online, but there's that one thing I got to do. Okay, so thank y'all for coming in on today. Thank you, moderators. Prima Wanda, Soul Sister #1 show. Thank y'all for coming in today. We'll check in with you later.